Wow, I feel like I'm going blind here in the bright sunlight. But anyway, welcome back to my channel. So today what we're going to do is a little unscientific sound test with a couple of generators I have. It's a Pulsar 2300. It's rated at 1800 watts, 2300 peak, and Honda EU2000. I've had both of these generators for a while. The Honda I've had for about a year and a half, maybe getting closer to 2 years. And the Pulsar, I bought it last fall. My intention was to buy it to replace this old clunky EU2000. For my test load, I'm going to use this little space heater. It's got a high setting at 1500 watts and a low setting at 1200 watts. And the sound meter I'm going to use, I'll pull up an app on my iPhone. So I've got the Honda running. It's just running at idle right now. Right up here about 2 feet away. And this is about 10 feet away. What I'll do here is make a mark on the ground where I was standing. And right up near the generator, we are at about 78. 75. And standing at the same place. And it drops off a little bit as we step back to about 20 feet away. And I have that heater set to the 1200 watt setting. Sound isn't a whole lot different directly facing the exhaust at about 20 feet away versus standing off to the side. This is another thing I don't really like about this generator is it's actually kind of stubborn to get started. I kind of botched my entire sound test because after I started the generator, I forgot to turn eco mode back on. And right off the bat, you'll notice that it's actually louder. It also runs at a much higher RPM than the Honda EU generator. That's about 2 feet away. It's loud enough where the decibel does not change much at all when I talk. Let's move back about 5 feet. that's my same mark. And this is still with no load. If we walk back up here, (4,100 RPM is the idle RPM. And that's almost 5,000 RPM. Back there at my mark. So what makes this more annoying as far as I'm concerned is the fact that the engine runs at a higher RPM, and also it's a higher pitched sound. So that kind of gives the perception of it being louder due to the higher pitch sound that it makes. The higher the pitch sound something makes, the louder it seems to be. There we are back at my mark. Going to switch right from one to the other. And this app is being a complete piece of garbage. Keeps trying to get me to pay for the app and open up a spectrum analyzer, and wow, I don't know what's going on here, but I'm getting super annoyed with it. Okay, there we are. And the Honda picks up the load much better. And the Pulsar sort of has a little bit of a hesitation to pick up and carry the load. I guess that wasn't really a totally fair comparison because I had the economy mode turned off. the economy mode is turned on, it's down at 3,300 RPM. So my overall impression of the Pulsar 2300 is the only advantage is lower cost. It's noisier. The noise actually kind of annoys me. I did use it for about 6 hours when I was out camping last fall, and I had it on the front of this little RV here, out at the end of about a 50-foot extension cord. So I had my truck still hooked up to that RV, and I had the generator sitting at the front of my truck. Even when I was doing some work at the back side of the RV, I could hear the generator, and it was actually loud enough to be somewhat obnoxious. In conclusion, the only reason I would recommend somebody buy this generator is if they were more budget conscious as opposed to noise. In other words, if you're more interested in saving a little bit of money and not minding have a generator that's a little bit noisier, then by all means this is a good one to purchase. But if you don't like noise, then I wouldn't recommend this. As a matter of fact, about a month after I made this video, I sold this generator. So I only used it one time on one camping trip and used it for about 6 hours.